From the setup position of the previous video, the archer will begin to draw the bow and move into the full draw position. At the full draw position, the archer should be in proper alignment and feel inside the bow. There's a common draw used by the best archers in the world. By drawing the bow correctly, the archer will achieve good alignment, better execution, and reduce the risk of injury. Okay, the drawing motion is really important for the archers to learn to do correctly. Most often the archers learn to draw using only their arm, so their whole shoulder unit and their scapula will actually stay still while they just draw back with their arm. So you can see as he lets down and draws back, there's no movement in the shoulder or the shoulder unit. So using this, what I call the half draw drill, I have the archer start from this position here, and now we want to see, rather than just the arm moving and the shoulder unit staying still, we want to see the whole shoulder unit come around. And you can help the archer learn this by putting your hand on their shoulder and having it go so it all comes around and then all comes back around together. That way it's not rotating the head of the humerus in the shoulder, but actually bringing the whole shoulder joint around. Okay, so during the half draw drill, after you've helped the archer get the feel, then you need to have them start learning to do it on their own. A couple of good ways to do this is have them look in a mirror where they're shooting towards a mirror and they can see their shoulder coming around. Or if you can have a video camera looking straight down over the archer, they can look and see that the whole shoulder unit comes around. When they're doing this exercise, always make sure that they're maintaining their proper body position and the proper posture. Now the archer, using a light training bow, will practice the same drills and then using the same feedback to learn to draw a lightweight bow using the proper muscles and the proper drawing motion. So we need to start slowly with the stretch band, then the light bow, and then slowly work up to their competitive bow. And this is something that can take months to learn. So after several months of working on the stretch band and the light bow, now the archer is ready to move up to their competition bow with light limbs and eventually to their competition bow with the full weight limbs. The process of getting into good alignment starts from the setup position. So the archer, when they come up to the setup position, is when they want to begin to set and start to get the chest in a line towards the target. Then the drawing, by proper drawing motion, bringing this shoulder back in behind, we create a line that goes from the center of the grip or the force of the bow to the center of the arm, the front shoulder, and the back shoulder. Then when the archer's in good alignment, they're shooting from a position of strength. They're very hard to pull together this way because the line of the force of the bow are going in through the bones. When the archer's out of alignment, even just a small amount, when you pull them together, they collapse easily. It's easy to pull them together. But once they're in that bone alignment, it's very difficult to pull them together because they're inside the bow and inside the force of the bow. It's important to watch the body position and the posture through all of these steps. As the archer raises the bow to the target in the setup, and as they draw the bow back into the full draw position, make sure that they're maintaining the proper body position and maintaining the posture with the chest down. It's important during the setup and the draw that the bow shoulder be set in the proper position, because that will create a more stable bow shoulder and better shot execution on the bow arm. So as the archer goes in the setup, it's important to make sure that the bow shoulder is set down and back, and there should be a little dip in the shoulder here. As the shoulder blade sits down here, the tricep should be fully activated to keep the bow arm locked and stable. Then as the archer draws the bow back using the back muscles here, this would stay in that same position through the shot. So the shoulder needs to be set down and back and in a stable position throughout the setup and draw. One really important concept is understanding the bone alignment, or what we're really looking for in alignment. And a good example of this is using a stretch band. If the archer takes a stretch band, they hold it out in front of him, and then pull it apart until they get all the way into the T position. At this point, the stretch band is at its highest weight, its strongest position. Yet the archer can actually relax and hold it in this position because they're using bone strength. the force of the bend is going through the bones of the arms and the shoulders rather than having to use muscle strength. And this is the way you should feel when you're shooting a bow. Most archers, instead of shooting from inside the bow, shoot from outside the bow. You can imagine if you tried to hold this stretch band at this point using the muscles rather than using the bones, that you would start to fatigue quickly and not be shooting from a strong position of strength. So by getting inside the bow and getting the forces of the bow to line up through the bones of the arms and the shoulders, it allows you to shoot from a better position of strength. It's important to remember when teaching new archers that they don't have the strength or the muscle memory to go through the motions properly. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, and a lot of practice.